Slip.
I'm just gonna pump fake every time and then go up, bro.
I'm in that. I'm in that.
I'll be taking that. You're gonna have a big rebound for what? Damn time.
Let's go.
Thank God for the quicks.
We go again. I can't help but to sabotage my head. It happens every time.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Itachi coming back at you for another video. Today we have another build video for NBA2K24, but this one is a little different. This one is now a center instead of a power forward. And just look at some of these clips I hit. Come here. God damn. As you guys can see, this build is just absolutely crazy on every single level. Threes, mid-range, dunks, close shot, everything is just on point with this. You can play pretty decent defense and everything. But without further ado, let's just get right into the build. All right, starting off on this build, once again, it is a center. You will be a 7'1" center, 231 pounds, and a 7'6" wingspan. Now you can change the weight and the wingspan a tiny bit if you would like to, but just make sure it puts badges on or takes badges off that you do and do not want. You don't want to go into a build that you want this badge for this particular reason and do not have that badge as high as it can be. So without that, let's get right into this. All right, starting off your close shot 77. Don't really need a too big close shot. Once the same thing with like the driving layup, you really don't need anything too crazy. You kind of just want fearless finisher on silver to improve your contact layups, especially as a big man, which is, you know, one of the biggest things a big man is going to do. Next, you have an 80 driving dunk. So when you slip a screen, you have an easier path to the basket, especially because you will be getting slither up to bronze. 2 more will get you up to silver. But honestly, you really have to cut down on stuff in this 2K compared to the old 2Ks. So if you want to play around with this build, switch some stuff around and try to get slithery up, go for it. Make the build what you want. But for me, I just wanted an 80 driving dunk so I can still get to the basket and yam it down on anybody down. Next, you have an 83 standing dunk. Once again, you can throw somebody out of the way, go right up with it. Perfect. Post control 85. This is what's going to get you that Kobe Bryant turnaround J that you guys saw in the video earlier. And this is absolutely deadly in this game. This game is like 2K17 with the turnaround J that is unstoppable unless you're looking for it. Next, you got an 86 midi to help with that shooting. You will get catch and shoot on gold, which is pretty dang good if I do say so myself. You'll have post fade phenom, which is really what we want for those pop shots and anything like that you're going to be hitting out of the post. Then you have an 83. Honestly, this is really good for a center. Like, having an 83 is probably the best part of this build because you can now be deadly in the midi, inside the paint, and from outside on every single level. Now, for me personally, this build does not have a very high free throw because I will not be playing rec too much with it. I feel like it's just a little too light on weight and strength and everything like that to be a true center in the rec. And if I play rec, I want to have a true center that is just absolutely dominant in the paint and on the boards. Next, you have a 70 pass accuracy because 70 seems to be that number that is perfect for any build that needs to cut down on a certain attribute to increase another attribute. 70 seems to be that number that's perfect. Right in the middle can get passes off without really having an issue. You get break starter on bronze. If you want it on silver, you know, cut some stuff down and add pass accuracy up. But personally, I didn't really think I needed that. You also don't get needle threader, which isn't too bad. But if you really want needle threader, make it a 77. Just play around with the build and find what works for you. Next, you got a 63 ball handle, so you can do a few moves here and there to get into a position to play it, which is really nice. Next, you have a 56 speed with ball. Isn't crazy fast, but it's fast enough to get big driver, which increases the chance of flow buys when attacking the basket, which is really huge if you want to be able to dunk almost everything you're driving into, which is why we have that 80 driving dunk. Next, you'll have an 82 interior defense, so you can have post lockdown on silver, and you'll have anchor on gold as well, which is absolutely amazing because having anchor there just throws an extra attribute at somebody when they go up for a layup or a dunk or anything like that. So somebody that has a wide open lane to go for a dunk may now miss that dunk because you have anchor on and because you have interior defense, which is really, really nice to get people out of animation. Next, you'll have 66 perimeter D. This is kind of just, you know, there so you can still defend, because me and my buddy, we play twos. So I really need to be able to defend the 3-point line against, you know, small forwards or power forwards that are a little bit faster than me, which is really, really nice to have a 66 perimeter D4. Next, you have a 60 steal, because personally, I feel that steals are not really that easily accessible this year. I feel like every time I actually have a chance to get a steal, it hits me in the hands and goes right out of bounds. So I kind of dropped that down a lot to throw it on other stuff. But please play around with this build, make it your own, like I keep saying. Next, you have a 92 block, which will get you that gold anchor, and it will also get you chase on artist on silver. Now, chase on artist is a little tough to activate, but if you are playing twos, it's really, really easy if you're guarding your man and your teammates opposition goes right by to the lane. It's kind of easy to engage in a chase down block from that angle and only that angle alone. If somebody blows by, you're really not going to have a chance to catch up to them unless they're really, really slow. Next, you have a 57 offensive rebound, because once again, you had to cut some stuff down. And this is honestly one of those things where if you're lucky, you'll get an offensive rebound here and an offensive rebound there. Either way, you know, if you want to upgrade that, go for it. Drop some other stats down and upgrade this. But for me personally, I think 57 is perfect for, you know, luckily getting a rebound here and there. Next, you have a 92 defensive rebound just to get box out beast, as well as pogo stick, which pogo stick is actually really, really huge. If you accidentally jump a little too early, you can hit the ground and jump right back up to get a rebound, instead of being an idiot and jumping to the side instead, because you cannot get back up off the ground. You will also have rebound chaser on gold. I don't know if rebound chaser actually works this year. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm just pressing the button too early or if it's just not working, but we will figure that out in time. Next, you'll have a 64 speed, gets you a little bit faster, gets you that chase down artist. You won't be able to get hyperdrive because you're too tall, but I mean, do we really need hyperdrive as a center? Not really. Next, you have a 57 acceleration, which gives you that big driver, that blow by attacking to the basket, which is really, really nice. Honestly, you won't be able to get it big driver on gold because you only have a 63 ball handle. But if you want to play around with this build and try to get it so you have a 65 ball handle, go for it. Next, you have an 84 strength, so you have that box out beast, that bulldozer, brick wall. You can get fearless finisher to silver, post lockdown, immovable force. Like, it's just something that's going to be really, really nice to have, especially when you're going for back down shots or midi shots, so that way you can power through the defender. Next, you have a 75 vertical. This is one of those things you can kind of play around with. You know, you can drop it down. If you only want pogo stick on this, you can drop it down a little bit, you know, maybe 1 or 2, and then upgrade something else. I just like to have pogo stick on gold, and I really like chase on artist to be on silver. That's just personal preference. Please, you know, play around with it, make it your own. Last, we have a 98 stamina, just so we can do multiple moves at one time without being fully drained, especially when you're backing an opponent down into the paint. You need a lot of stamina to do that. Continuing, I mean, you know, you have shades of, you know, DeMarcus Cousins, Wemby, and JoJo. Not a bad trio to have shades of. You know, the 3-0 threat isn't something that's, you know, crazy unique. I mean, you can see that a lot on a lot of builds, but I mean, just like, look at the 3 of them, right? So you have DeMarcus Cousins, who was a powerhouse at one point in time. You have Wemby, who, you know, can shoot, dribble, do all that stuff. And then you have JoJo, which is a decent combination of the both of them. And that's really what I was going for in this build, to be able to defend, rebound, but still be able to shoot, you know, make plays out of the post, do this, do that, you know, and that's really what the emphasis on this build was. So please drop this build into your loadouts and just play around with it. Make it your own. Change the height, change the wingspan, change the weight, change attributes. Do anything you guys can and try this build out, but make it your own. You do not have to do exactly what I did because we all have different play styles. So make this to your play style. And honestly, that's all I really got for you guys. I will keep a video playing right after I'm done speaking of just gameplay of what this build can actually do on all levels of offense, defense, rebounding, blocking, and everything like that. So once again, if you guys do like this, go into the comments, hit that like button, and let me know what else you guys want to see on the channel. I'm out.
Got me back. Ooh, that's great.
It's a post anyways. It's not a. We just get around that shit. It's yam time. Come here. God damn. I'm just gonna pump fake every time and then go up, bro.
I'm in that.
I'll be taking that. They're gonna have a big rebound for what? Yam time. Thank God for the quicks. Because he thought it was coming to me.
My fault.
Don't worry about it.
Open, he's little.
Don't worry about it.
Open, he's little.
Don't worry about it, dog. Matter. Don't matter. Jesus fuck.
Here we go again. I can't help but to sabotage my head. It happens every time I let you in my life.